formulas, actually follow them. I've used them and haven't got any challenge. So follow these formulas. They will guide you and build your professionalism in the fashion or in the pattern drafting side. So guys, yes. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching from. Welcome back to TOPSTITCH Tailoring Studio. In today's video, we are drafting both the sleeve and the collar for our safari suit. In case you haven't watched how we drafted this safari suit pattern, please, I've put a link in my description box down below. After watching this sleeve and collar drafting video, please, I request go back and watch this video too, because it's better you watch the whole series of safari suit drafting. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us jump straight to our practical class. As usual, I first draw this one vertical line and this one horizontal line at the top of my pattern paper. Then I label this point A, which will be my starting point for most of my sleeve calculated measurements. Now, using point A as a starting point, I will now determine all the horizontal lines that are needed for my sleeve. From starting point A, I measure downwards my sleeve length of 9.75 inches. After, I square across a straight line. Also, from the sleeve hemline, I mark 1.5 inches downwards for my sleeve hem allowance. Still, I square across a straight line like this. After, I come to this line from starting point A. I measure downwards round chest measurements divided by 6. My chest measurement in this video is 38 inches. I divide by 6, giving me 6.3 inches. So, I marked 6.3 inches here. After, I square across a straight line like this. Still, from this bicep height, I measure upwards chest measurement divided by 24. So, my chest still is 38 inches. I divide by 24, giving me 1.58 inches. So, I mark 1.58 inches here. After, I square across a straight line. Last is to determine my sleeve cap height. From starting point A, I measure downwards chest measurement divided by 16. My chest measurement is 38 divided by 16, giving me 2.375 inches. So, I mark my 2.375 inches here. After, I square across a straight line like so. So, as you can see, this line is the sleeve head. This one is cap height. This one across height. This one bicep height. Sleeve hemline, or you can say sleeve full length. Then this one is hem allowance. All my six horizontal lines are ready. Next step is I come to bicep height line. From this point, I measure inwards chest measurement divided by 4. My chest is 38 divided by 4, giving me 9.5 inches. After, I divide this distance into 2 to get the midpoint. Now, at this midpoint, I square down a straight line. Next step is to insert sleeve bottom opening. I come to this hemline. I come to this hemline at this midpoint line. I insert bottom opening, divide by 4. My sleeve bottom opening is 15 inches. I divide by 4, giving me 3.75 inches. So on this side, I mark 3.75 inches. Also, this side I mark 3.75 inches. After, I square down a broken line like this, just in case. Next, I square this 9.5 inches to my sleeve head or cap head. Then I square down a mini straight line. After, I come to this point. I mark outwards 0.75 inches. Also at sleeve hemline, I mark 0.75 inches outwards. Then I connect these points together. Also, these points I connect it to this point to create my outer sleeve seam line. Next is to work on cap head. I come to this midpoint. I connect it to this intersection of cap height line point with a diagonal straight line. Also at this midpoint, I connect it to this intersection point at across height. Still, I come to cap height line. At this point, I get the midpoint of this distance. At this midpoint, I mark upwards 0.5 inches. Through this 0.5 inch point, I create a curved line like this. Also, I come to this cross-section point of cap height. I mark diagonally chest measurement divided by 48. My chest is 38 divided by 48, giving me 0.79 inch. So I mark 0.79 inches here. Still, using my free hand, I connect these points together in a curvy way like this. Then at this point, I create a mini curve line like so. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the outer sleeve. Next is to mark out our under small sleeve. Still, I come to this point. I mark inwards 0.75 inch. Also at hem allowance line, I mark inwards 0.75 inch. After, using my red marker pen, I connect these points together to create my under small sleeve seam line. Also, I come to this point. I mark inwards 0.75 inches here. Also 0.75 inches here, 0.75 inches here, and in hem allowance line also 0.75 inches. After, I still connect these points together for my under small sleeve seam line. Then I come to this point. I mark downwards 0.75 inches. Also on this side, I mark inwards 0.75 inches. Then at this point, I mark downwards 0.5 inches. After, using my free hand still, I connect these points together in a curvy way like this to create my underarm curve. So guys, we are almost getting done. Next is to trace out my underarm small sleeve. After tracing, I now continue trimming out my outer sleeve. Wow! Our outer sleeve is ready, and this is how it appears. See how shaping it is. Now I remove the outer sleeve, then I remain with the traced underarm sleeve. Here is our traces. I go ahead and bold these traced lines in this way. After, I trim it off like this. Ladies and gentlemen, both outer sleeve and underarm sleeve pattern are ready. This is the outcome. As you can see, when stitched together, it appears in this way. So lovely and nice. Oh my god. Yes. Okay, yes. So we are done with the sleeve drafting. The next thing is to draft. The last thing is to draft a collar for our safari suit. Here is my pattern paper for a collar drafting. You can leave it straight or you can fold it. As for me, I will work on it while on fold like this. Then I draw one horizontal straight line on top, which will be my guide. Now I get my safari suit back pattern draft. I measure it is back neck, excluding seam allowances. Here I have 3.16 inches. Then I come to my pattern at this point. I mark 3.16 inches for the back. Then at this point I mark upwards 0.5 inches. At this 0.5 inch, I connect back to unfold point like this. Also, I get my front pattern at this break line point. I measure round like this, excluding allowances. Here I have 3.75 inch. So I come to my collar pattern. I insert 3.75 inch like this. Then I measure from here to this 3.75 inch point. Here I have 6.8. I square down a straight line at 6.8 inch point. Then after I draw a curved line like this. Next, at this point, I mark downwards my collar height of 3.25 inches all the way in this way. After, I create my collar height by connecting these points together in this format. So this side will be my center front, then this side which is on fold is my center back. Ladies and gentlemen, the collar drafting is as simple as that. Next step is to trim the excess from the collar pattern. Okay, guys, we have come to the end of our safari suit drafting pattern series. In case you haven't watched how we drafted this safari suit, I have put its link in the description box down below. Go watch it, then come and watch this one, because this one is the continuation of the other one. Or you first finish watching this, then you watch the other one later. Ladies and gentlemen, I sign out. Bye. See you in my next video. Shalom. God bless you.